trying to get this darn paint off the door. Been really stubborn. So I can sand it. So it looks like everything else. But there's certain spots that are super buggery to get the damn paint off. But I figured out a solution. I got a massive heat gun. And holy crap, does this do the trick. I just really gotta watch it. Because this is an industrial heat gun. And it can burn the wood real easily, so gotta go a little slow and not burn it. But as you can see, it's won't come off. But apply a little heat. And look at there. So now I can finally get the rest of this damn paint off. To finish out this door. So I need to sand it all before I can move on to the next step. But before I can sand it, I need to get the paint off. Oh yeah! I'm trying my darndest not to gouge the wood, of course. And then that's just one more darn thing I gotta figure out how to fix. Because if you remember the last video, this door had at least 6 layers of paint on it. And then I probably would add 2 more. So let's get all the paint off and start fresh. Oh, you kind of get the point. I'm going to keep going with the rest of the paint there. And there's some along the door frame. And up underneath right there. That's the really buggery part. So I'm going to keep going with that. And hopefully it all comes off semi-decently and I can start sanding the whole thing and not just bits and pieces like right there. But looking good so far. So, any ideas on what color or if I'm going to stain? Have anybody guessed yet? So I'm going to keep going, heating the paint and scraping and then sanding and then go from there. But yay, it's coming off. Well, I got it all stripped down to just wood on the side. Obviously the outside still needs to be done, but it's the wrong type of weather to be doing that. So, got it all stripped down to bare wood. Got the door handle plate off, which I will put that one back on when I'm done sanding. But I do have a new door plate because we're gonna put a deadbolt on here too. And I pulled the shade and the chain off, which I'm gonna get a new chain. The shade's brand new, so there's no point. That's what sort of started this whole thing, is the shade and made the door look a little shabby. So, got all that paint off. The heat gun did the trick, as you can see big pieces laying everywhere. So now, it's the really dusty, messy part. Sanding. So I'm going to get to sanding, so I can at least put the doorknob back on. I'm going to do that section real quick. so the doorknob can go back on and not sit here with the door open and all that happy ass crap. Warmer weather, I'm going to do the outside possibly the same exact way. If you want to see that, leave a comment down below and I'll film it again. Maybe a little more quicker one-take video type thing. A little sped up thing. But for now, this is probably going to be like a 3-parter video, 3-4-parter video. Not quite sure yet. But I'm going to get sanding. Well, put a mask on and some eye protection. And then I'm going to get sanding. It's just a big sander that I am going to be running across the flat spots. And then I'm going to be hand sanding all this tedious little crap here. My security guard outside the door. But I'm going to be hand sanding all this tedious crap. But at least I finally got all the damn paint off. Now I can move on to sanding. I'm not going to show you that. It's pretty straightforward. Just using this on here. Oh, it's not plugged in. And, you know, running across the flat spots. Not very interesting, so I'm not going to bore you with it. Sand as much as I can, and then we'll go from there. We're getting closer and closer to either staining or painting. Which one do you think I'm going to do? Leave a comment down below. But let's get sanding. Well, I've been sanding for a while now. Sorry if I sound funny, I still got a mask on. Sanding for a while now. And I have pretty much everything up above done. Even around the window. From here up, pretty much done. All the flat surfaces are pretty much done. Yes, there's here and there bits of paint left. You know, like right there. Which I'll work off in a minute or two. Tomorrow. I have all of these pieces to do tomorrow. And little touch-uppy stuff. And then to see if we can close that gap. But for now, it's 7 o'clock. And I have a mess and a half to clean up. Dust went everywhere. Yeah, it probably would have been a better idea to do this during the summer. Take it off the hinge and do all the sanding outside, but I didn't want to. I wanted to do it now. But so far, so good. It's going a bit better than I expected today. So we're going to do some more sanding tomorrow. And hopefully by the end of this video, we'll be to the point of painting or staining. That'll probably be part 3. Because I don't want to make these too long, because then nobody watches. But so far so good with the sanding. A little bit more to do tomorrow. And then some touch up here and there. But I got all that off the darn bottom already. Had to get the heat gun and the palm sander out. I had to rewire the palm sander because it wasn't working right, but it is now. But so far so good. Got most of it off. A little bit more sanding tomorrow. And then we'll try and close that gap. Put a clamp on. Oh, it should be warm enough to be able to open the door and leave it open. And put a clamp on it. If it closes, I'll shove a bunch of glue in there. Throw the clamp on it for an hour or 2, and then we should be good. But for now, I need to stop, get dinner rolling for my dad and I, and clean up this freaking mess and a half. It's everywhere. Alright, gotta get cleaning. Okay. Come on, camera. There we go. Okay, last thing to do before we start painting or staining, because I did finish sanding everything else. I may hit it one more time with the flat sander and all the flat spots just cuz. The last thing to do is to shove a bunch of glue in that crack and smush it back together. I already checked, it will close. And then I would have done this yesterday, but I had to run and get some new glue, new wood glue. All my old wood glue had gone a little funky and was like jello. So I went and got some new glue, some new hardware, and going to see if we can close that. As best we can anyways, of course, before we paint or stain. So, Oh, and please ignore the floor. It's a work in progress. That is going to be one of the next things that change. Along with the blanket. I got a new thermal blanket. So, if you want to see what the thermal blanket looks like, it's rather interesting. It keeps the warm air in during the winter and the hot air out during the summer. And it's clear, so it doesn't make this room super dark. Brand new, super easy to put up, not a sponsor, just something that we needed, and finally figured out how to get it, because we don't own any credit cards. If we don't have cash, then we don't need it. But, yes, the floor is going to get done. The trim's going to be repainted. The ceiling's going to get redone. There's going to be some new lighting here in the kitchen. We're going to get rid of this big, ugly, bug-attractant thing. The bugs get stuck up inside so easily on this stupid thing. It's like the cheapest one they could find when we moved in. And there's stuff across the ceiling that I never washed off. Just busy. Life happens. But, things are going to change here in the kitchen, and then we're moving across the ceiling. We're going to get rid of the popcorn. We're also going to be doing a security fence outside. It's about a 19-foot fence with a 10-foot gate. But anyways, projects. Painting a room, painting a wall in my room to be like a wall of puppies. Different pictures I've taken of them all, including Daisy. But for now, we're going to try and finish one project at a time. I've got like 3 going. But we're going to get that to close. I've rambled for 3 minutes now. Get that to close. We'll cram a bunch of glue in it, put a clamp on it, and then we'll move on to either paint or stain. Now you'll have to stay tuned to the next video for paint or stain. But yeah, so let's close that. Stop farting around, right? My supervisor's crying on the outside of the door. So as you can see, I crammed a bunch of glue in there. I got an old paintbrush and I really crammed it in there as much as possible. It's probably going to be dripping everywhere, but there, stop. It's getting impatient. But we're going to squish it together. Glue's probably going to go everywhere. But let's see if we can get this to close with a massive clip. Alright, stop. Bloopers. Okay, I need some persuasion. Okay, I got the clamp on here once already. It's just that I opened the gap up so much that my clamp doesn't want to fit anymore. Oh, just about. Ow, fingers. Okay, I think we got it this time. Okay, this is making me feel stupid. Give me a minute. I figured it out. I got it now. Oh, don't all stop moving. Well, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. It's a heck of a lot more closed than it was before. But, almost seems like I need another clamp. Let me go see if I got another one. Because I got some super long ones and I got little shorter ones. Maybe I'll slide this one down and put another one towards the top. Yeah, I'll have to go look. Well, got that all clamped up. Double clamped. Got the gap closed as best as possible. I know, I should turn the light on so you can see it better, but gonna leave that sitting for a while. I'm sure there's glue spewing out the bottom. Eventually this side will get done too, because if you remember, this is what the other side looked like, and now it looks like that. Now I just gotta figure out paint or stain. So we're gonna let this sit for a while. I don't know, it's supposed to be set in like 30 minutes, and then I should be able to take the clamps off. But just trying to knock out projects that I talked to my mom about before she left. She wanted to repaint the door, probably not to this extent. You know, she wanted me to redo the door, but probably not this far. But I wish she was here to let me know what she thought. But I really hope she likes it. So you have to stay tuned to see if it's paint or stain. Which one are we gonna do? I wish my mom was here to see it.